takes the weight off of my shoulders and helps me push forward.
Yeah.
It allows me to go ahead and think and more concentrate solely on this one opportunity, and that's to go hit him in the face as many times as possible. Demetrius Johnson is going to know what to be expecting because I'm going to be pushing forward and making sure that I can make a highlight of this whole fight.
Well, the 4th and 5th rounds against him, 2 of the most frustrating rounds of your career. I mean, do you think about those? Do they stick with you at all?
They do stick with me because it shows me how tired I could really be in a fight and what I didn't want to do. I was sitting there willing to engage, but I was more like just like if I can catch my breath, I can hit him.
Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't feel like I was in danger because Demetrius Johnson wasn't hitting me that hard and it didn't make me want to fight.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, I needed to start changing that mindset of what I need to do in this next fight coming up.
Do you think that there's any truth? I mean, some guys are just better naturally at certain things, you know.
Oh yeah.
Guys good at kickboxing, another guy's good at boxing. Is there some truth to the idea that you might be a better 3-round fighter and he's a better 5-round fighter? Is there any truth to that? That naturally you guys?
I don't even think that was possible because if that's the truth, then that means every 3 rounds I'm winning. And if that was the case, the first 3 rounds that I fought Demetrius Johnson, I should be the new champion.
Well, but you won the 3 rounds.
Yeah. But is there a belt around my waist?
Yeah.
No, there's not a belt around my waist. You can't sit there and say yes. If that was the case, me and him wouldn't be having this conversation and him being the champion over there.
Yeah. Wait, after knocking him down 3 times, do you think that'll change anything about his approach to this fight? That maybe he won't come at you as aggressively? Do you think it's impossible for him not to think that way after having been knocked down by you 3 times?
I don't think that's impossible for him because I think that he wants to sit there and keep on pushing forward more and more because Demetrius Johnson only knows one pace. It's to go forward and try to secure a takedown and make sure that he's going to cuddle me to death and he wants to pressure me against the cage.
I was talking to Brandon, and did you do something different with your strength and conditioning this time around?
Yeah, actually brought in somebody to help me with strength and conditioning this time. Like I had brought in a strength and conditioning team that helped me become the person that I need to be, and I'm going to be securing a new victory. I can go the 5 rounds and I have muscle endurance, and I can actually have that cardio to push through anything that I want to.
Why was that something that you didn't do before? It felt like you did it well on your own. You didn't want to spend the money on it. Why make the change here?
Because I was everyone else's strength and conditioning coach. I was the one who pushing everybody and being the one who made everybody better. Oh, sorry, man. And if I was already doing that for everyone else, why should I have to rely on somebody else to do that for me? Like I said, I thought I was the king, I thought I was the center of the world, and I thought I can really do it. I was the ruler of my own kingdom, and all I need to focus on was myself. And as time tells, I cannot rely solely on myself and think I know everything. Because if I do, that's when people will fail in life.
Predictions for 194 as well. Do you mind saying your prediction on a McGregor-Aldo fight?
Oh, yeah. I already told everybody. And this is the same question that you can keep on asking me, and people can do it continuously. But I think Conor McGregor is going to knock out Jose Aldo by the 3rd round.
Okay.
Yeah, and I already made one of my predictions that has already come true with Conor knocking out Chad Mendes in the 2nd round.
Yeah. So then what about Weidman?
Weidman's going to go out there and just crush Rockhold. It might take him a while to get used to his style, but I can guarantee you that he's going to either submit him or knock him out.
I mean, this is a watershed fight for you.
Yeah, I try not to. I don't even know what watershed means, but when it comes to legacy and all that stuff, I don't. A spotlight, yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, there's a lot of hype behind this fight than my previous fights, and I think that's credited to, when I fought Ali Bagatinov, he didn't speak English. When I fought Kyoji Horiguchi, he didn't speak English. But when you look at Kyoji Horiguchi's record, it's way better than John Dodson. I mean, John Dodson's lost 6 times in his whole entire career. Kyoji's lost once. I've lost twice. So when you look at that, it kind of, it's always about the names and how much exposure this man has had. You imagine if you had, a guy like Sergio Pettis on Ultimate Fighter, then he went off and won it, and then he will probably be in that situation because Sergio Pettis at that time, before he's lost a couple, he's only lost maybe once or twice, and he was still young. So I think it's a big spotlight just because John Dodson does bring great athletic ability in the octagon. He's a great fighter, and he's, But then again, the guys he spot and beat to get back to his title, Darryl Montague, he went 0-3 in the UFC, so he really do anything. Now he just got cut. John Moraga, he beat John Moraga prior to that, and then, he kind of hit him with the knee to the nose, and they had to stop it. And then he fought an ex-teammate. So when I look at that, and I sit back and look at that, it doesn't matter, but when I look at it as a fan perspective, it's like this guy hasn't fought a guy like me, whereas I'm a totally different beast. Like, if I shoot, you stuff it, perfect, bro. I'm going to throw 5 more shots at you, and I hope you can stop all 5 of them. And if you stop all 5 of them, perfect, I'll go to my clinch game. So in order for somebody to beat me, they're going to have to basically knock me out and lights cold. or they're going to have to run and defend every single thing I'm bringing them. As you look at my title of defenses, I fought Joseph Benavidez. Joseph Benavidez has never been finished in his life. He has submission victories. He has TKO victories. He has knockout victories. So this man is well-rounded. You look at Kyoji Horiguchi, only been defeated once, has never been submitted or finished. And the guy he lost to is Maeda. He's pretty legit too. The list goes on. John Moraga, he's lost to John Dodson before that, but other than that, he's never been finished. So when I'm fighting these guys in my title defenses, I'm fighting guys I've never tasted like, oh, fuck, he got me. I tap. Good job, man. And every single time where we get in these fights, we're always talking shit.
Hey DJ, there's this idea that DODSON came the closest to beating you while you were champion. How do you actually remember that fight? Is that accurate? It
was a good fight. I want to say close. I was in trouble in the beginning of the first rounds, but a lot of people like to take 15 seconds from each round and say that person won the fight, to where you look at the fight as a whole, and if this fight was on the street, granted, the rules are the same, and at the end of the day, the person who is running and trying to stop somebody from doing something, I would say, is losing that fight. Even though I got dropped, I got back up, kept pushing forward, and kept trying to push the pace. And I think that makes a big difference in the first fights, where we were like, the judge who had it 49-46, he was more correct on the lines, because you look in the first round, the first round was pretty close. I had a couple takedowns. I even had a couple good shots in there, and then he ended up dropping me. And it wasn't like when I got dropped, I was like, oh, don't touch me. Oh, don't touch me. It was like, oh, shit. Okay. All right, that's good. All right, come on, what else you got, That's more on the lines it was. When people get dropped in UFC and they're like, oh, he's hurt. They're like in a whole different fucking world, to where I was like, yeah, I know I got dropped. And I remember myself self-consciously when I got dropped, the hardest drop, where I fell down and then he hit it was a switch right hook, chuck hook. And I got down. I remember getting up and when my face was like, you're okay. Just keep going, bud. You taste blood? That's fine, keep going. So there's that mental conscious that it's like how people say, you guys don't know, you guys from an outsider perspective, you guys see what's going on in the fight, but you guys don't understand the mental battle that's going on in there, the will, or what I'm thinking, where it's like, oh shit, he just got dropped, he must be scared now. I was like, nah, dog, I'm fighting here. It's gonna happen.
Now talk to me about John Dodson.
Preparation. I had a great camp. I had really hard workouts every day, and now I'm just focusing on my coming up match against Frank, and having like light workout in the morning, light workout at night, and that's it.
Mir said that you deserve the next title shot against Couture. Do you agree with that? Do you think Velasquez was the one that deserved it?
I don't really care. I'm gonna fight for the title or not. It's an honor to face finally Frank, and I'm just focused on my fight against Frank Mir, and we'll see what's gonna happen after.
How do you see him as your opponent?
Tough. I knew he's very dangerous on the ground, but his last two victories over Bigfoot and Duffy shows that he's very dangerous on his feet as well. So, yeah.
We got some big news this week.
Frank, because I and Frank, we kind of old school guys, and I'm very happy for him, and I wish him all the best, but I'm sorry, Frank, I'm gonna beat you on September 5th.
You're fighting here in Las Vegas. I guess he'll have most of the support, but that doesn't seem to bother you.
No, absolutely not. I just need to focus on think what I have to do inside the octagon, stick with game plan, follow instructions of my coaches, and that's it. It's simple.
You tell me how, from when you first started in the UFC, how it's changed to today.
UFC today is the biggest and the best MMA organization in the world, and I'm very excited to be a part of that.
What have athletes like Conor and Ronda done for the entire organization, the entire sport?
I don't know what to say. I guess they very, very good for UFC, but I'm not following McGregor and other guys. I'm worried about myself. At this point, I'm selfish.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Before in the past, we would do weigh-ins when I first started out inside, small rooms. I think here at the MGM one time we did weigh-in. What's the little club there on the side? And there might have been 1,500 people in there. As we're weighing in, we're standing in the audience, and things have definitely changed.
How has say like Ronda and Conor McGregor and those kind of guys, how have they changed the sport and actually really helped everybody in the sport?
Well, I don't think Conor really has changed it at all. I think we've already had superstars, Brock Lesnar's and whatnot, that have come over and do. I think Ronda has definitely been a huge impact on the sport. The female, aspect of MMA, I don't think was respected really as much by the general population until Ronda Rousey. Now she's come in and made, female MMA, especially in the UFC, a household name. People see her now in movies and around. And I guarantee you there's more girls now wrestling in their high schools and joining up jiu-jitsu gyms and judo than there ever has been in the history of North America.
Let me ask you about the fight you got coming up now Saturday. Just kind of, if styles make fights, you've probably been asked this a million times. What makes this one so intriguing and exciting?
Well, I think we're both really crafty and smart, and I don't think there's any real guesswork to what each other want to do. He's a very explosive, fast fighter, very good in the A range. He's going to move around a lot. I'm going to try to corner him down and be able to use my power and explosiveness to hit him hard, and if that doesn't, take him out on the first shot, to take him down and try to finish him.
Is this not... I heard you talking where you don't look too far in the future. Right. You don't look past this fight. You don't kind of say, hey, if I get this one, I want to do this, or I want to do that, or is it? You don't think that way, huh?
No, my brain really doesn't. I mean, maybe there's from a young age competing in karate tournaments and jiu-jitsu tournaments and doing whatnot. I would sit there and I noticed the guys always made the mistake. They'd look over and see a guy that was on the other side of the bracket and go, I might have to face that guy. I'm like, what are you worried about him for? You still got to face that guy. But people start doing that math in their head, like, well, if he wins, I got to do that and that. And you're not focused on the task at hand. So I think at a very young age, I just wiped that out from my brain. And I just worry about the fight ahead. And I realize that people want to ask questions and whatnot and put that together. So I come up with, logically. But honestly, when I sleep at night, I'm not ever once thinking about what happens if I win this fight. What are the implications? Because then there's a flip side to that. When you start thinking about what happens when you win, what happens when you think about what happens if you lose? Now you're thinking about outcomes. I can't control the outcome of any situation in life. I can't control that my heart beats in the next minute. I can't affect it though. I can, it's like growing a tree. I can't make a tree grow. I can't force it to get bigger. I can't force it to bloom. But I can water it and I can do things to benefit it, or I can abuse it and cause it to die. And so that's how I kind of treat my life. I just do things to make it go in a positive solution, but I have no direct effect on anything.
How cool is it now that you guys, as fighters, can do this full-time as a living as opposed to when you first started out, I got to do this and this and this to survive?
Yeah, up until 2008, I worked another job full-time. And so, it's nice now that the fighters were able to, make an income and be able to support our families on top of going out and doing what we love. Because honestly, if we were out here just fighting and not making a lot of money, I still would do it. I love to train. I fought when I made $200. But a little hard to explain to the wife why we can't go on a vacation or why she's driving a car that's 20 years old and breaks down every other day because I want to go fight. And, and there's no, you still have to, unless you want to be a bachelor or a bachelorette, you still got to take care of your family.
What about the rebirth factor, in terms of...
I prepare for every fight the same way, you just go to the gym, you ask the coach, we study film, figure out what we need to work on, and then we just work it to the T, you drill till you can't get it wrong, and then just going live, just working with your partners, going hard as you can every day, getting the best out of each day. Yeah, Jan Blachowicz, he's known for being a striker. He was an amateur Muay Thai champ. So, just pretty much working my defenses, striking defenses, blocking kicks, and firing back. Working on my jab a lot, working on kicks, checking kicks, and working on my bases, my wrestling and jiu-jitsu still.
Are you complete your goals for this year?
You never complete all your goals. Even when you reach your goals, there's still a little bit more that you want to do. But I'm getting there. I'm close. I'm crossed off quite a bit of them. But every day you wake up and you make more. So you can never complete them all. 365 days of goals, and hopefully you got over 10,000 every year if you got more than one each day.
I feel great. My camp was very good. I'm prepared for everything what's going to happen, and I'm sure that I'm going to win this fight. So I feel very good. I chase some. My opponent, he is a stand-up fighter, so I have focus on this part of fight. So, but I prepare something good for him, and we're gonna see this in Saturday. Yeah, I know everything about him, so everything what he prepared for me not gonna work because I know him very well, and I'm gonna win this fight for sure. I'm happy about this year, but I lose one fight, so this is not good for me. But after that, everything was on my mind in this year, so I'm happy.
Can you say something from your fans?
keep fingers for me, watch the fight, and I try to do my best and win the fight for you. Thanks.
You're wasting your time, but I understand more and more. You know, you can do a million things right and do one thing wrong, and like I said, the media will make it seem like that one thing is the worst thing in the world. You know, and then they don't even get their facts right. They just say whatever reports say. They don't know. They don't do research, I should say. You know what I mean? So it doesn't bother me. You know, they want to say whatever they have to say to get their hits. I understand that.
When you said before, the media, I'm not who the media has made me out to be. Who are you? Who is Roman?
I'm usually laid back and just real chill. I like to have my fun, but when I have fun, I'm with my friends and stuff. We go out, we have fun, and that's it. I like my cars, I like my animals, and I just like to be left alone.
Right. You've talked a lot about the old days in the UFC, cutting weight, making mistakes, and being immature. Did a little bit of that old Rumble come out in that Facebook post?
No.
The immature Rumble came out?
No, Rumble that was pissed for being bothered came out, you know? I don't bother anybody, dude. I get harassed on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter all the time. For the most part, I go along with it because it doesn't bother me, but like I said, I am human. There's always that one person that can push your buttons and you go off on them. You know what I mean? All right, I went off on somebody. I didn't touch anybody like they're trying to make it seem like I did, But I'm allowed to get mad. I'm allowed to say some screwed up things. Sometimes I'm human. It doesn't make it right, but, like I said, man, life goes on. I'm still happy. I sleep good at night.
Was it a lesson learned? Because you wrote it on Facebook. If you hadn't done that,
nobody would even know.
So
Yeah.
Were you like, I shouldn't? Why did I do that?
Well, at the time I wrote it, I didn't care.
Yeah,
at the time, I didn't care.
Right.
I was just pissed.
Right.
And you say things when you're pissed, and that's just what it is. But I really did feel bad after I calmed down and relaxed.
Right.
I really did feel bad about what I said about the girl. What I mean? Nobody should be talked about like that. But once again, whenever you're mad, things come out. Sure. She apologized to me. I apologized to her. We're cool.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like we were at each other's throat like that. We had a simple argument right there, and I threw a yoga mat just to get it out of the way, make a statement. Get your yoga mat out of the way. But, I can smile about it now because I'm like, yeah, it was dumb, but it was kind of funny at the same time. You know what I mean? You gotta when you constantly hear the media saying this and saying that about you, gotta have some type of personality so you don't flip out.
Oh yeah, Leah's gonna want.
I feel great for this fight. I'm in the top physical condition that I've ever been in. I really listened to my corners this time on the weight cut, so I feel great. At this point, I feel amazing. This is gonna be my third UFC fight. My career, I'm 5-1. Yeah, I get asked that question a lot, how I got into this. This is just a part of me. I'm very competitive. I've always been really naturally athletic, so this just was a perfect fit. For this year, yeah, not yet. I got to win this fight, and then I guess we'll have everything set for this year. Yeah, thank you so much for being fans of mine. I plan on putting on a really good show on Saturday, and make sure you watch.
So you have Facebook?
I do, yeah. Instagram, I'm Paige Van Zant UFC. Same with Twitter, and then Facebook, just Paige Van Zant. Yep. Thank you.
Super Bowl champs.
Ven y disfruta del auténtico sabor mexicano. El Chamizal te ofrece gran variedad de platillos con un sabor inigualable. El exquisito molcajete Pancho Villa, el caldo Siete Mares, el riquísimo agua chile, el super cóctel de camarones y la exótica cecina de venado y una gran variedad de mariscos. ¡Te esperamos!
Raza bonita, no andaba perdido, andaba de pachanga. Y estas son nuestras ofertas del Día del Trabajo. Tomate Roma, 3 libras por $1. Pepino, 7 por $1. Le esperamos en La Bonita. Alta calidad, bajos precios. ¡Wow!
Vamos a La Bonita.
Es temporada de taxes y muchas veces no sabemos a dónde acudir. Luis tuvo una mala experiencia en el 2011. Por tratar de ganar el sorteo de una camioneta, no recibió su reembolso, pero sí una auditoría. Y en el 2012 le prometieron $10.000 que nunca recibió y lo estafaron cobrándole $500 por su preparación. Miles de contribuyentes son víctimas de fraude cada año. TaxMax te da más. Te ofrecemos tu estimado gratis. Visítanos o llámame al 943-8886.
¿Sabían todos que del 1 de mayo al último de septiembre solo pueden regar durante la madrugada? No la riegues, se siente. Pues con el calor el agua se evapora. No la riegues, se siente. Programa tu sistema de riego ahorra. No la riegues, se siente. Para regar en la madrugada. No la riegues, se siente. Porque el agua es mejor aprovechada. Pues el agua es vida y la tenemos que cuidar. No la riegues, se siente.
SNWA es una entidad pública no lucrativa.
San Pedro Store, ahora más grande que nunca. San Pedro Store, ofreciendo gran variedad en productos naturales como rábano yodado, Vital Fuerte, Bedoyecta, Vitacilina, Neurobión, Sucrol, Cicloferón, crema, champú Crece, champú de Chile, champú para los piojos. San Pedro Store con 5 localidades. Estamos al norte de la Ranch, esquina con Washington, a un lado del Chamizal. Para más información llama al 638-2666. Es San Pedro Store. Ahora, tío.